Guys, we are going to start in 2 minutes. Ask your friends to join.
Yeah, this is gonna be a very lively interaction. So tell all of your friends, relatives, cousin, everyone to join this meeting.
I can see only 16 attendees. Come on, guys. Ask your friends to join in.
Really, everyone plays game. Everyone plays game. So Digvijay, hello.
Yes, Lakan.
So I think we may start by name, or we should wait. We may start.
Yes, we can start.
Okay. So everyone ready? Is my audio clear to you, everyone?
Yes, you're loud and clear.
So let's. Actually, someone is muting me. Uh, actually, everyone is present now. So,
Everyone is
okay, okay.
presented. Okay, let me
So
make
why
them.
I'm
Let me make them attendee.
attending.
Yes, Lakan. I think we can start now.
Yeah,
It's
it's
already
fine now.
it's already 11:39. Yeah.
Okay. Hello guys, welcome to the first and the foremost introduction to game development by Team Mr. X, from which is the part of Hexless. And so games. Opinions about games. Actually, most of you have played games in your life till now. So anyone will raise a hand and say you have played any game, or anyone can say anything about games, what they
La-
like, what they don't
Lakan,
like.
Lakan, I think they don't have the option to unmute themselves.
But they can raise their hands now. We'll unmute them.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, guys, you can raise your hand. You raise your hand and
Yeah.
we will
You
unmute
can say
you.
anything about games. You have played COC or PUBG. You know gyroscope, five finger, six finger, everything you want to say.
Harsh Kumar Singh wants to answer. Unmute him.
Okay, let's unmute him. Do you have unmuted him? Yeah.
Harsh,
Harsh Kumar, please go on.
Harsh, you are not audible. You are not loud.
Your audio is not clear.
Sir, am I audible now?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, you are
yeah.
audible.
You are audible now. Go on.
Saying that I've not played very heavy games, but still I've played like GTA 5 and
Yeah, yeah.
the role-playing games. I like them, and also basic games like Asphalt 9. I also like that also because of their
Yeah,
graphics.
yeah. Graphics are the most awesome things in GTA like games.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Means high quality graphics game because they are so good looking and interesting.
Yeah, yeah. Nice. Well, so games are the most interesting thing as I tell. So even if your question doesn't make sense, you can ask anything. Don't feel shy. Everything is all right. So you can ask anything from your side. So let's, without further ado, let's get going. From now, I would like Digvijay to take over the control and continue further. Digvijay, please.
So, good morning, everyone. I hope I'm loud and clear. Lagan, can you confirm it?
Yeah, yeah, you are clear. You
Okay.
can go on.
Okay, so this is Digvijay Srivastava, CSE second year. In today's session, I'll be giving you the intro to game development and I'll be talking about the differences between a normal app and a game. So, without further ado, let's start. Le- Everything is a game, right? Our life is the biggest game. So, let's start our journey by clicking on this play button. Yeah, it's loading. It's still loading. You know what? I hate it when anything loads while playing a game. Yeah, it's loaded now. Before starting, let me give you a brief intro about this session. This session is brought to you by Team Easter Eggs, which is basically the game development team operating under Hackslash. So, Team Easter Eggs Session 1. That's it. Let's start with the first session. Create your own world and your own reality. So exciting, right? That's exactly what game development lets you do. How would you feel if you could change your reality and create a whole new one? A reality which is maybe based in space with asteroids attacking a spaceship, or maybe a reality based in the ocean where you try to fight pirates. Well, creating a new reality is not possible in the real world, but it is definitely possible in the world of game development. And the popularity of game development is only increasing. This can be because video games are becoming more and more popular, and people now want to not only participate in these worlds but also create them. Now, the question is, what is game dev after all? So, you tell me, what comes into your mind when you hear someone talking about game development? Feel free to answer by unmuting yourself. We haven't given you the option to unmute yourself. You can raise your hand and we would unmute you to answer.
Guys, you can say anything if uh, don't feel shy. Anything you know.
Anyone?
Uh,
Ever you might have thought of
Yeah,
game
I
development.
think
Okay.
I think Tejas wants to answer. Yes, Tejas, you
So
can
unmute
unmute
him.
your.
I think you should
uh,
unmute him.
Yeah.
um, like I don't have much idea about game development, but what I believe to be the idea is where you can change graphics and make controls where which change along with when you're changing when the person playing the game is changing its settings.
Exactly. That's what somewhat game dev is all about. but let me define it in as simple terms as possible. Simply speaking, game development is the overall process of creating a video game. And if you thought that making a video game is as easy as playing one, well, it's not. There are many components while creating a game, such as story, characters, audio, art, lighting, etc., that eventually merge together to create a whole new world in a video game. This process of game development for commercial games is funded by a publisher, which may be a rich company, but independent video games are comparatively cheaper and smaller, so they can be funded by individuals also. That can be you. There are many components while creating a game, such as story, characters, audio, and it doesn't limit over there. We have optimization, tuning of controls, graphics, and much more. That's the very reason you can say that it's hard fun. So at this point, I would like to clear out some of the common misconceptions that are there. So the first thing is good gameplays will definitely be good in game development. So there are many people who assume that if they are good game players, then they will definitely be good in game development. Well, don't make that mistake. If you are a good game player, then you have some advantage because you already know something about game stories, players, levels, etc. But that's it. Actually, game playing and game development are very different fields, and the skills you acquire in the formal will not necessarily help you in the latter. For example, if you love movies, that doesn't necessarily mean that you will be a good movie director, right? So get into game development only if you're passionate about game programming and really want to develop a game for fun. Loving game playing is just a bonus. And even if you are a good game player, there are chances that you would be good in game development. I'm not saying that you won't be good in game development. You would have an advantage over the others. Okay, that's what I wanted to clear out at this point. So as I have already stated, game dev is an amalgamation of a lot of fields which cannot be accomplished by single-handedly. Therefore, you can never think of mastering or learning game development overnight. People generally assume that game dev is a static process and they are done after completing a game. But it's not true. Like any other development, game development, like any other development. So game development is a continuous process. You keep improving your UI, tune your controls, enhance your graphics, and ultimately build on top of what you have. Look at 4G, for example. People complain about it being very simple and minimalistic. Yeah, it is simple, but from a developer's perspective, it's the launch version of the game, and I'm confident enough that in the coming days it is going. So learning the computer language, you should know a computer language, but I've written optional over there. There's a reason that I've written optional over there because as I have already told you that it is an amalgamation of various fields. So even a graphics designer can start contributing to a team, right? So like we have a team and we have people who are responsible for handling the graphics of a game. So the interesting worldview in a game is all created using computer programming. So it stands to the reason that you need to know programming in case you want to enter this world. Now, if you have some basic knowledge about coding in programming languages like C++, C Sharp, Python, Java, etc. Some of the popular games like Counter-Strike was developed using C++. So these and Subway Surfers, it was, I think, developed using C Sharp. I don't know exactly, but I think. So I would like to emphasize that there is no specific programming language that is exclusively used for game development. Okay, you can use any of the languages. There's no specific language for game development. Here in our sessions, we would be using C Sharp as it is beginner friendly and it provides easy mapping of game objects to the variables and provides various classes and methods for handling them. In the end, I would show you how you can install Unity on your system and take it seriously because you would be working on it from the next session. we would be having a lot of sessions. In total we are going to have 6 sessions. So we would be using it in the upcoming sessions. So pay attention while I'm showing you how to install.
I
Coming on to the
think
next point.
Ash Kumar has raised the hand, so
Okay,
let
he
him
wants
speak.
to ask something.
You can unmute and say.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, what is that game engine?
Yeah, I'm coming on to that point.
Okay.
So I've written choose a game engine. So as I told you that game dev consists of a lot of things, like you have graphics, you have 3D assets, you have 3D objects, you have um, audio, you have, so there are a lot of fields, right? So what game engine does is that it combines all of these things to create a virtual environment which you can use in your game. This is what game engine does. So this is what game engine is. Okay, so the most popular game engine is Unity, as it is quite easy to learn and also has the personal edition, which is free. Another popular game engine is the Unreal Engine, which can be modified to create unique games. However, eventually it doesn't matter what game engine you use, but what matters is that you stick with that game engine so that you can understand it well enough to use it in future projects. Here in our sessions, we would be using Unity for the reasons I've spoken just now. We'll guide you in everything from installation to a complete basic game. So Harsh, I think now you got a little insight into what game engine is. Hello Harsh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we would be using Unity over here, okay?
Okay, sir.
As I have mentioned earlier, game dev is a continuous process. So keep building on top of what you have learned. There are a lot of components and fields here, so you cannot expect to see yourself design everything in a short span of time. It takes time. So let's get on to the difference between a normal app and a game. The major difference between the two is game loop. The game loop is the overall flow control for the entire game program. It's a loop because the game keeps doing a series of actions over and over again until the user quits. After each iteration of the game loop, and each iteration of the game loop is known as a frame. Let me explain it in more detail in the next slide. So game loop. So as you can see, I have used gameplay video of Fortnite to illustrate the working of game loop. So what happens is that whenever a game starts, a game is initialized and it keeps on running in a loop indefinitely, unless terminated by a condition, which may be an action by the user or any other condition. So you can check the small while loop I have added to illustrate how it works. You see, I have used a bool variable inside it, game is running. And if it evaluates to be true, then we would check, then I have a method input which would check for the user input. If user has entered anything, accordingly we would be invoking, after that update method would be called, and according to the user's input we would be updating the game environment, and again after that render method would be called, which would be drawing the updated game environment on the screen. So even if the user doesn't give the out input, the game loop continues to keep running and the environment is regularly updated, which simulates a virtual world. So as you can see, I have given an example of Fortnite. Here what is happening is that the game environment changes with the user's input and it runs indefinitely in a loop. So that's what game loop is. So that's it from my end now. Lakhan sir would be introducing you to the various domains in game dev and frameworks available. I hope everything was clear to you. So over to you, Lakhan.
Okay, fine. So, guys, let's jump further. Let's dive further. And now I will be talking about different domains in game development. Domains here means about positions. Positions you like You can work as a game designer, you can work as a game sound designer, or tester or anything like that. But before that, let's talk about or discuss about some different categories in which a game development can be done or undertaken. So game development can be undertaken by a large development studio or by a single individual. So you can yourself as a single person can make game of your own, or you can have your team to make games. So you can see this figure over here. There is an indie game developer and there is a team or a studio. So now I will take some examples of most famous studio game studios, and then I will discuss about indie game developers, and then we will jump to what are different positions in game development. So let's get going. So these are the most famous game development studios, and I'm sure you know them. And here is the first one, Rockstar Games, and I'm 100% sure for this. You have played this in your life. The game Vice City, GTA Vice City till GTA 5, or you have played Red Dead Redemption. Sorry, I mispronounced it. Redemption, and much more games are developed by Rockstar Games. Well, Rockstar is a big studio, and next there is Nintendo. Will anyone say if he have played any game of Nintendo? I'm sure that you have played in your
Mario.
childhood. Yeah, Mario.
Some Mario we have played.
Yes, I've heard the name. I don't remember which game but I remember
Yeah,
hearing this word.
yeah. Nintendo is a very big company from Kyoto, Japan. It has its headquarters there. So Nintendo has most famous game Mario, and which was further developed into various sections or parts or versions. And then we have Valve Corporation, and I'm sure you have also played its game also, because if you have played game, but you don't know the corporation. So let me clarify. You should or will have played uh, Counter
Half
Strike
of
Condition
Counter
Zero.
Strike.
Yeah. Go on. You can say anything else. Yeah, Counter Strike. Counter Strike Global Offensive. That are the games. Dota. Yeah. So these are the famous game development studios. There are also much other than this. Tencent, which PUBG was based on, and much more. So these are most famous indie game developers. There are many others. Among this, there is a Brekis, Danny, and Eric Barron. Brekis and Danny are YouTubers, famous YouTubers also. And I'm 100% sure you're gonna see Brekis in the further game development sections or in your entire journey of game development. Yeah, Shobit, you want to say something?
No, sir, I was just saying, like, I watched Danny. He's making a
Yeah,
Carlson with
Carlson,
Unity engine.
Carlson Milkman. Yeah, fine. So this presentation will be provided to you all guys, so that you can go to their YouTube channel. The links are given in the presentation, and there is some other material also given, so that you can go through that. Eric Baron is not a YouTuber. Well, he's a famous indie game developer, and he works and this link given over here is his game development history, so you can check it out. And Brekis have now left the game development, but he said that he will definitely look into it. So here we are, different positions in game development or domains, you can say. So here are some specifically designed roles in game development. First is the designer. The game designer is a team member which creates gameplay, rule, and structure of the game. This you can see as a designer is one who creates character, and their hair and everything you see design in a game, it's made by a designer. Like I can take real life examples such as Clash of Clans or PUBG. You have played, if you have played. So in Clash of Clans, there are skins of various equipments. In PUBG, you have seen there are skins of guns and everything like. Those are designed by the designer. So designer is an important role in game development. They are responsible for to create game character, what I said earlier. So they are responsible for all design part. They create designs, make designs, and then implement them in game finally. So let's go further. Artist. So artist thinks how the actually environment should be set up of the game. Like you can think of a scenery in which there are mountains, there are trees, there are rivers, and artist thinks that environment how it should be look like, or there is a cyberpunk city where the cars are on the streets and there are lamps, lighthouses, and anything like that. So artist is a team member or team who creates game art. This art includes creating jungle view, different viewport, and other related tasks. They are also graphic oriented team. So let's go further. Do you have any doubt till now? If you have, you can raise your hand or you can unmute yourself. So we also have program as a main role in game development. The programmer is a team who implements the logic in game. So let me take an example, real life example. If you play Clash of Clans or GTA 5, if you shoot a player or if you pick up a gun, so everything that is performed behind the scenes means when you pick up a gun, that everything bullets will be loaded into gun, and when you shoot a player, that actually should damage the opponent. That is all done by programming, and it is coding based. And in this session, we will talk about Unity also in the further slides. So you will see how we use C Sharp to program in the further session. So individual programming disciplines role include physics. Yes, there are game engines where you have to code the whole physics, the gravity value, the friction value, the drag force, the viscosity, everything you have to code. And there are game engines like Unity where you have already physics provided, viscosity, fluid, everything is provided in the game engine itself. You just have to use this physics in your own game, and you need not to create your own. So Unity has provided that itself. And artificial intelligence, if you are making a game like where a bot or a robot have to follow you or he have to kill you, so their artificial intelligence is followed. But you can make games without AI. They are also most popular. And there are graphics involved, sound involved, gameplay, scripting, and finally UI. So we can say that programmer controls the flow of game, and it's an important role. So let's get further. Yeah, level designer. So level designer is a person who creates challenges. Uh, if you play any hyper casual games, hyper casual I mean, if you are watching a YouTube video or anything like that, so that ad comes for 5 to 6 seconds, in which hold.io or anything like that, that is 2 to 3 minutes game where there is an infinite run or you are running. Those are hyper casual games like Subway Surfers or anything like that. So in that level, I mean to say that blocks and anything like that, barracks and anything like that, it is designed by level designer who creates all of that things so that a level is made and you get to next level like this. Wait a second. Okay. Am I audible? Digvijay?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Yeah. So we have a role as a sound engineer also. And while you think it's not an important, it's very much important. Let me tell you first. Sound engineer is also very much important in game development. Think of a game without any sound. So if you study on sounds, how to use them, how to make them, it's also a difficult task. And you might have seen the games in which the sound is too good. The melody of the game is so much good that you are attracted towards it. So such are the games also there. They just win by their sounds, win the game gems by just by the sound. Also, let me tell you about game gems a bit. More about this will be discussed in later sections. So game jams are the competitions where you have given a particular amount of time and you have to create a game. You are given an idea, and 48 to 2 to 3 days or much bigger than that. So you have given an idea like you are given a string. So you have to include a string or rope in our game. So you have to make any game like string or rope is included in that game. So in that case, uh, you have to develop that game in that given amount of time. And let's come back. Sound engineer is used to, it includes voice editing, audio, and merging in the game. So sound engineer are also important role in the game development. Let's go further. Tester. Yeah. Well, if you have not heard about game testing, so it is the most important uh, phase of game development. What if you release a game with lots of bugs, or if any simple bug is left in the game? Think of a PUBG. If the developers release the game without with any bugs, any single bug, so YouTubers or any person like that, they start claiming them, or they start using uh, in a bad way. They use their bugs to cheat or anything like that. So game is tested in different phases. There is alpha testing, there is beta testing, and then there is a release. The tester is the final person which assures the quality of game and identifies flaw or bugs before they can end up to the user. So what I was saying, tester tests every single part of the game where it finds ambiguity. He clears that, and he finds the bugs, and final setup of the game is done by the tester only. So let's go further. Some information on the most popular tools and the frameworks for game development and publishing. I I remember Harsh Kumar was asking about this only, the what are game engines. So everything will be discussed here only. So let's go further. So these are the famous uh, game development engines you can see on the screen. But we won't be using all of them. We will be using only one of them, and that is best of all, Unity. And we will also tell you why do we use Unity and not Unreal, CryEngine or anything like that. So let's go further. Yeah, Unity. Um, as my perspective, why do I use Unity instead of this slide? So one is that it is free, and other is that it is easy to use, and third is that there are lots of lectures and anything. If you want to learn anything regarding Unity, anything, any game developed using Unity, you will get lots of lectures. And instead you are using any other game engine, you won't get that much information compared to Unity. Is this is the Unity used in mobile game? Vector? Yeah. The before Vector, you see the splash screen made with Unity. Yeah, that is same game made with Unity. So Unity, whenever a game is made with Unity, there is a splash screen. If you do not use Pro feature, which in which you have to pay, so in Pro feature that screen is not displayed before the game made with Unity. So this all thing which I am discussing will be clear to you as you proceed into this game development. And don't worry if you don't get anything or you are confused about anything much. So everything will be clear to you as you pursue the game development, and everything will be more easier. As so there are some questions. Can we make characters in Unity? No, we can, but actually making the characters we should use Photoshop or anything. Photoshop is a art. Uh, Actually, I don't know much about Photoshop, but I have used sometime. So in Photoshop, we can make 2D characters or
Hello,
sprites.
Lakshman.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hello. Can I interfere?
Yeah, yeah, sir. Sure, sure, sure.
Yeah, okay. So, for making characters, actually Unity is a game engine. In game engine, what we do is we bring about all the resources that we need to, which we need for creating a game, like the models, the sound, and the models, the sound, you can say the animations, the keyframes, everything into this software, and then we integrate it all to give that the shape of a game. Hello? Hello, is it
Yes, sir,
audible
you're
now?
yes, sir, it's audible. You're loud and clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So basically, Unity is a game engine that combines all the elements like models, sounds, and everything into one place that you can bring out as an end product in the form of a game. So for creating models, there are other softwares like if you might have heard about Autodesk Maya, or there is Blender. So you have, for creating character, you first have to create a 3D model, which can be done using some third party software. And then what you have to do is you have to import that character into Unity. And then if you want to do some animations, say if you want to make a walk cycle, or if you want to make a jump, or if you want to make a fight sequence, you'll have to uh, you'll have to add bones to the joints of that character. That actually comes into animation, and then you have to further modify those bones to give that effect of an animation. So that's something that is that comes into animation. So in short, you cannot create, means model complete characters in Unity, but yes, you can import a 3D model from outside, and then you can make changes to it, program it as per your will, and then create the character. Okay, Lakshmi, continue please.
Yeah, as sir said, you can use different tools or frameworks to develop the characters and then import them easily in Unity and can use them. So Unity as well as Unreal Engine is one of the best and flexible game engines for 2D and 3D games, cross-platform mobile games. So for PC and for mobile games, these are flexible and easy to use. And for me, Unity is the easy to use and best one. Uh, so you can check out for Unreal also, but it is not free. We will discuss it later. Let's first dive into Unity. So here you are seeing Shadow Fight 3, Temple Run, and this more logo. Do you know which game is this? Anyone? This is also a good game. I have played it. Paco the car simulator or anything like that. Paco. And this game name is Pako Paco. You can play it. Sir, can't we use Ragdoll as a character in Unity? Yes, we can use ragdolls as a character in Unity. We can join their bonds or rig them, which the words I am using will be discussed later, or you will look into deep into them, and we can use them. Actually, you are right. And if we want a complete player, then we have to make it somewhere outside or other tool or framework. Then we have to import it, but simply we have to make a ragdoll, then we can make it. We have already make it in a earlier game of ours. Yeah, we will discuss later. We are going over there. Let's go further. Unreal Engine is a growing in popularity game engine developed by Epic Games. So here you can see PUBG, Gears 5, Hello Neighbor, and Fortnite. I'm sure one of the games you have played among them, and it offers a large variety of tools for 3D and 2D game development. But Unreal Engine is not actually free. It is actually free in the starting, but if you raise a profit of $1600 or 1900, then you have to pay the rent for Unreal Engine. So actually, in a further sections, you have to pay for it. So I haven't considered it in free game engines, but it is also good. It is also a good game engine. Let's uh, go further. Buildbox. Buildbox is a great solution for those who, yeah. So Buildbox, you have just you don't have to program anything. You just have features that you can add the environment to the system and add the physics and everything. You don't have to use any kind of programming. There is inbuilt software that you can use and you can make games easy peasy. So it is not free. You can see there is 99 to 299 per year, depends on the functionalities you use in it. So these are the screenshot which you see are the games: World X Simulator and car driving, and one more, Maze and Balls. So these are the games developed by Buildbox. And let's go further. So Cocos 2D is also a game based on cross-platform graphical user interface and without providing huge library of official tutorials and assets. So it is also easy to use, and games developed from it from Cocos 2D are Badland. I'm sure you have played Badland. Badland is also a good game, multiplayer game you can say. So we won't discuss about much of the game engines. As you can see, there are much more list goes on. Let's go to this slide. Even if all the game engines in this uh, slide are not enough, there are much more than this. So we have included most of the main ones in this slide, and now I would like Digvijay to continue with this part. Digvijay, please. Excuse me, Digvijay. Are
Yeah,
you there? Yeah. You can continue.
yeah, let me unshare my screen. Just a minute, guys.
There will be Q&A section at the end of this slide, so
Is
there
my
you can ask questions.
Yes. So Lakhan, can you confirm whether my screen is visible or not?
Yeah. Your screen is visible clearly. You can share.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to tell you about the installation of Unity. So in order to install Unity, you need to open a web browser and then type in download Unity, or you can directly proceed to unity.com or unity3d.com to download Unity. Now, unity3d.com, you need to go over here, unity3d.com, and you need to download this Unity Hub. This one, download Unity Hub. It is
Click on
basically a,
download
yeah,
Unity Hub and
let me show it to them. So basically what Unity Hub is, it is a lightweight installer for Unity, which is used further to install the other editors required. Okay, so as you can see, I have already downloaded its setup, Unity Hub setup. Since I'm using a Mac, it's DMG file, but when you would be using Windows, everything would be similar. But you would be downloading an exe file, and you know how to install it, right? You need to go click on next, and there are some things like you need to install Visual Studio. In that only you would get an option to install it, and we would be telling you about that in the later sessions, because you would be using Visual Studio in third session or in the second session most probably. So we'll tell you about that later. And after you install it, Unity Hub's interface looks like this. And yeah, I would like to mention one thing. When you install it, you need to create a Unity ID. Okay, you would be requiring to sign up and create a Unity ID, using which you would be logging in. Like I have my ID, Digvijay Shrivastava, and my email ID is dig9074@gmail.com. So I've created my Unity ID, and after that, this is the basic interface which would be visible to you guys when you install it for the first time. Since I have created some of the projects, they are showing over here, but since you would be using it for the first time, there won't be any projects. You can create a new project by clicking on new over here, but before that you need to install the editors required for it. So I have this one editor with version 2019.4.16 F1 already installed. So in order, in your screen there won't be any editors. You need to install it by clicking on add over here, and then versions of Unity which are available for you to download would be visible to you. Like I have 20 Unity 2020.2.3 F1. It is the latest one, right? Right now I am having LTS version, which is long term support, which is basically used for the games which are to be developed in a longer duration of time. You know, there are some big games which needs a lot of time to develop. So LTS version is for those, and for the latest version you can go with something like 2020.2.3 F1, and there are previous versions like 2018.4.3 F1 like this, and you also have beta version, but it's better to install the latest one, um, which is latest stable release. Now, for example, if I install this 2020.2.3 F1, and then I would select this and I would click on next, and then I can add modules to my install. For example, if I want to build a game for Android, I would require its build support to create a build for Android. Similarly, if I want to build a game for iOS, for iPhones, I would use iOS build support. For Linux build support. For Mac, for WebGL. WebGL is basically for web apps. It would create a web app of your game. Okay, so that is uh, what your WebGL used for. And after that, we have Windows build support. You can also create a exe file of your game using this. So what I'm doing is that I have selected Android build support right now, and it includes various other things like Android SDK and NDK tools, OpenGDK. So these are, you can also see the amount of space you require and how much data is to be consumed while downloading it. And as soon as you click on next, you need to agree the terms and license. It starts downloading. That's how you install a editor. I think there's a delay, right? Yes.
Sir, I've downloaded that version asking activate license for activation.
Excuse me, Digvijay.
Yeah, you need to create a Unity ID, right? Have you created it?
No, sir.
You need to create a Unity ID, and it would generate a free license for you, which you can use for development.
So means I have to click on that manual activation because there are only two options coming here: activate new license or manual activation.
Wait a minute. So here in license management, you can see that I have a personal edition with a license that I activated on 20 October 2019, right? I think there's a delay.
It's not visible. Yeah, it is visible.
It's visible right now, right?
Yeah.
So like I'm in that general settings
Mm-hmm.
and
Then
it's asking Unity editors folder.
okay. So you didn't create Unity ID, right?
No, sir, it didn't ask to create till now.
Okay. So what you need to do is that you need to create a Unity ID, and after that, log log in using that ID. Okay. That, like here I have logged in using my ID. I'm logged in using my ID. So you create a Unity ID and use it to log in. Okay. That issue would be resolved. When I was a big beginner, I also faced that same problem. So that's what I did, and it worked for me. So you try to do it, okay? Or it might happen that you might have downloaded some
Okay, yes,
any
sir,
other
I
version.
got it.
In either case, yeah, in either case, one tutorial link will also be shared after
Yes.
this session, in which there will be detailed steps on how to install. It will be a YouTube link, so you can refer to that in case you are not finding any option currently. Okay, so that won't be an issue. And in case
And
there's any issue, then you can just drop the message on Slack channel. We'll get back to you ASAP. Okay.
And sir, for creating that ID, we should use that our NIT PML ID or our own ID.
You can use any.
Can create
You
it
can use
using your,
any.
yeah, you can use any ID.
Yeah, just says.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So, okay. So after the installation of your editor, you can create a new game simply by clicking on new. And it would ask you to choose the template that you want. If you want to create a 2D game, I think there's a delay. Let's wait for 2-3 seconds. Yeah, it's visible now. So it would ask you to choose whether you want to create a 2D game or 3D game, whether you want to start with a 2D template or a 3D template or universal render pipeline. So these are the various things. You would be introduced about all these things in the coming up session. Okay, so that's all how you install Unity on your device. And I think Harsh, you have installed it, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. So that's how you install it on your device. And I'm sharing my screen. No, wait.
Excuse me, Digvijay.
Yes.
Hello. There
Hmm?
is noises from your background. Can you please manage that for a while?
Okay, let me see.
If you
Okay, Lakan. So what I wanted to tell you is that you also need to install Visual Studio. Okay, which
yeah,
would
yeah.
be used for game programming. And since we don't require it in the next session, we would be guiding you how to install it in the upcoming session. Okay, in the second session, I mean. So let me unshare my screen. Yeah, we have covered installation of Visual Studio. It would be in the next session.
Excuse me, Digvijay.
Yeah.
Let me continue further. You please mute yourself. There is heavy noises from your background, please.
Okay.
Okay, let's get going. Let me request control from him first. Wait a second. Okay. So the YouTube button here you see, you can click on this and go to the link. This presentation will provided to all you guys so that you can look at the resources and how we made this presentation. And let's go further. So thank you for attending this meeting, and do you have any questions, then you can ask or you can post and we will wait for that. You can raise your hand or you can unmute yourself.
Sir, after signing into that, what we have to do?
After signing into Unity Hub, you have to open, if you have installed your Unity Hub, then you have to open it, and it will ask you various documentation and Android based support like that things to include in it. So simply click on next button. If I could show that, wait a second. Can you share your screen, Harsh Kumar Singh, so that we can guide you
Yes, sir, I can
simply?
share.
Okay, fine. Then share.
Or Lakan, what we can do is that we can resolve his issue afterwards.
No worries. We can resolve this issue afterwards. This meeting.
Okay, sir.
So
So
Harsh
so
Kumar.
Harsh, we would get back to you after this meeting. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So let's
Lakan,
talk about.
I think Vivek Srivastava wants to speak something. Vivek, do you have
Yeah,
any questions? You have raised your hand.
Yes, sir. Sir, I have logged on to Unity and it's asking for Unity Plus Pro for activation of your license, Unity Personal Edition and Plus or Pro. So I can't understand this. What to do next?
Okay, so you need to use Unity Personal, which is free. Unity Personal Edition, which is free
Yeah,
for you
it's
to use.
Unity Student Edition, which is free. You can see there will be a button on that template, and there will be have written free.
So so
Okay,
if
sir.
you're facing a lot of problems, as we told you that we would be sharing a link of tutorials to install Unity. Okay, look at those
Okay, sir.
tutorials,
Thanks.
and still if you have any doubts, you can surely approach us. Hello, Lakan, you can continue.
Yeah. So this is our last game that we made. It is a 2.5D hyper casual game. You have heard of 2D or 3D, but it is 2.5D in which three uh, third axis is available. You can see in 3D a bit. So, but it is not totally in 3D. So you can download it from Play Store, Neon Night Towers, and you can check it out. And let's go to further slides. So we will provide you this PPT. So you can click on these logos and go to our GitHub and LinkedIn profile. And I'm mostly active on GitHub only. So you can check out my projects and see there. And uh, if you don't know what the GitHub is, you can check out some tutorials or know something about it. Or GitHub in the development process, GitHub is very important. So that's all from our side. And uh, where is Harsh Kumar Singh? Yeah. Here he is. We were resolving his issue then. Vijay.
Yeah, we'll get
Harsh.
we'll get back to him later. We would after this meeting.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So can we conclude this session here? Or
So
any doubt?
guys, do you have any questions to ask?
यस सर
Hmm.
सर ये इंस्टॉल तो हो गया सर साइन इन भी कर लिया मैंने आफ्टर दैट व्हाट विल वी डू
Yeah. So you have done everything, right? So
या
in this session two, in the upcoming session, we are going to give a tour of Unity Engine because it contains a lot of things. You can open it and take a look. Like you need to go on to the new button, click on the new button, and as I shared my screen, you might have seen it. You can choose any template to start with. You can choose a 2D template or a 3D template. Okay, and after that, after opening it, you can see that you have a basic game engine with the basic configuration files present over there. Okay, so that's what you can do right now, and you can explore it. You can explore what are the different panels present in the Unity engine and do everything. But we would be giving a tour of Unity engine in the upcoming session. So
यस
that's
सर
all
Yeah.
you need to do
But
right now.
I was
That's all you
सर
saying,
need.
Digvijay, to
सर टिल नाउ
tell. Yeah. Wait a second, Himanshu. I was
ओके सर
telling that tell one of the attendants who are interested in Unity download so that they can share one of them can share their screens and we can resolve their queries. So all will be facing the interface will be similar, so we can answer their queries and it will be benefit for them so that they can start learning or seeing the interface as
Actually,
earlier as
Lakan,
possible.
I think we are running short of time, and
Oh, oh yeah, I see. It's actually.
and as we said that we are going to have a session of 45 minutes to 1 hour. Okay, if you say we can do it, but I don't think that it would be good in this meeting.
Yeah, it's already been late so much. So actually, we will help you.
We would,
It's not like
yeah,
that
we
we are
would,
not helping you.
yeah.
We'll definitely help you. You can approach us and we can show you everything related it, and maybe you can get more of it. And
Hmm.
at last, everything I want to say is, if you don't have PC or anything like that, those students. So it is not necessary that want to have Unity so to get started. You can watch YouTube tutorials regarding how the game is made and anything like that. So see, there is not anything that you there is anything you can do about it. So you can think on it, and that's all from our side. So I think we can conclude here, Digvijay.
Yeah, so that's it, guys. We'll see you in the next session. Thank you for joining in.
Hope you
Thank you,
liked
sir.
this. Okay, fine.
And Harsh will get back to you, okay?
Okay, sir. Okay, it's fine.
Okay, so I'm ending it right now, okay? Lakan?
Yes.
Yeah, fine, fine. Thank you everyone
Thank you,
for
everyone.
joining again.
Thank you, sir.